Well, all good. We're on the right track. Another 70 miles straight. So, lots and lots and lots of time to discuss our grading system with you. We left off with Of Tom. Now, Of Tom, I thought was a good horse. As I said at the end of the video, really nice filly, definitely an A+. 1, 2, skip a few. I'm going to give an A, just an A2. I'm going to give an A- too. She's on the line a little bit, just a tiny bit on, the line. Not a big deal. Another horse we dropped down into that 2 weeks of jogging. For sure, I already know what it is. Not to mention she's an Uncle Peter. We've had plenty of them. The issue is she just gets on the line. Her knees are probably bothering her a bit. It's February, right? They've had the corks on for 2 months now. They've been training with them on for 2 months. The biggest reason we wanted these 2 weeks right now is so that the vast majority of them, when the 2 weeks are up, corks should be coming off. So it should be a good thing. For us moving forward. So 1, 2, skip a few. Had a terrible start. Looked terrible when we broke her. Got better. Just a really strong, smart, one of the smartest horses we have, but a really strong, smart filly nonetheless. I really like this filly, and I think she'll be, she'll be a decent filly for us this summer. I want to say she's going to be a real good filly, but again, I don't want to get too. Some people say that I'm too optimistic sometimes. Well, I see the good in people and I see the good in the horses. What I'm doing today is trying to incorporate the bad also. She is on the right line. She was 3rd or 4th her last few training sets, so I'm going to give her an A-, but I fully suspect she'll be an A+ by July 2021. Peanut Butter and Jelly, B-. She's a beautiful filly. I really like her. I know that Jimmy thinks she's going to be a very good stake filly in Ontario. I suspect James will echo that sentiment. That's why I'm interested to see everybody mark the horses. I think you're going to see a lot of people not be fair and say, well, B's or C's. That's great. If they're doing the work well, they should be a B at the minimum. You can take marks away because they're on the line, or maybe they got sick, or in Archer's Rainbow case, she was she was a little picky with her appetite, so I gave her an A instead of an A+. But when it comes to Peanut Butter and Jelly, I haven't gone with her that much, just from what I've seen. Fast, super fast. Strong, oh yeah. Gets on the line a little bit, probably her knees are biting her a little bit. Got a little bit of an attitude sometimes. It's not a bad thing. And I see what Jimmy and James sees. I think she could be a top flight stake filly, but today she is not. Today she just a still raw material that we're working with that has potential. You guys that have been with us long enough, you know where this has potential. These horses, we can only put the work into them, give them the tools to be good horses, then it's up to them. And I suspect that Peanut Butter and Jelly will be a good filly, but that'll be up to her. Prairie Fire, I'm going to give him an A-. I was tempted to give him a B, but I see how much he's progressing. I see how good he's been and what he's been up to. I think that Prairie Fire is going to be one of our better colts in Ohio. He's got a long way to catch up to Voyage of Ice and Fire yet, but I saw it in the last drone video. I see it in him training. He's getting stronger. He's getting more confidence. I think this is going to be a good horse for us in July. A- for Prairie Fire. Procrastinator, giving a C. I have to. I'm not going to give a lot of C's, but I have to give a C. This horse, okay, vet check. Nothing too severe. Nothing we can't work with. He was really sick when we got him and ignorant. I just think there's a lot of work to be done there. A lot. So I'm going to give him a C. I fully suspect, looking at his pedigree and what his family has done, I fully suspect he'll be a decent horse for us. But he has some work to do. So as of right now, we're going to give Procrastinator a C. Purple Aura, A+. She's done great things from day one. If anything, she's growing. She's a little frail, but only because she's sprouting up. She's going through a big growth spurt, this filly. She can get a little grabby in the face, but nothing the gear can't fix. And I think she's proven that she's a top flight filly for us so far. So again, a horse definitely on the road forward is Purple Aura. Very nice filly. And I would argue anybody giving her anything other than an A plus. I guess you might say an A because maybe she is. I don't think she's picky with her feet. I think she just popped up really high. She's going to be a big girl. Definitely an A plus for me. Renegade Gypsy, A plus. I've talked about this. This horse has been perfect. Always doing his work well. Always coming forward. Always doing it right. And looks like a good horse. If anybody can get an A plus in this barn that hasn't won a pile of sets, but it's just looked great, it's definitely Renegade Gypsy, A plus for me. Resolute Bay, I'm giving a B to. He's had some attitude issues at times. He's made breaks at times. I went with him the other day. I thought he was fine. I thought he did his work well, and I think he could mature into being a nice horse. Mentally, he's got a lot to work on. Physically, he's put it all together. It's there. It's right there on the table. Mentally, he's got a lot of work in front of him, but that's fine. Lots of time for Resolute Bay. Obviously, he's a brother to world champion, the veteran. I suspect as we put the work into him and he stays sound and he gets more comfortable on the track, you'll see the Resolute Bay that we bought come forward. But for now, I'm giving him a B. Rose Above It, be a second. Might be the fastest B I'm going to give all day. I think this could be one of our best horses of 2021. That's a big statement. You think all the horses we bought... Oh, Colt, anyway, I'm going to say Colt. This is a small horse, but he's growing. He's physically immature, but he's sound. He's mentally immature, but he learns. So he's getting better every week. We did put the hobbles on him and lighten him up. He took to it like a fish to water. You know, before we had the heavier shoes on him, he was a little uncomfortable in the turns. Now we lighten him up, and he just busts through them. I'm really excited about Rose Above It and about his 2021 season. I love everything about this horse. I think he's going to get better and better and better, and I really am optimistic about him. So I'm giving him a B because of the reasons I had said before, right? He had made breaks. He had been a little rude. He is learning, but still mentally maybe behind a couple of the horses. Fast? Wow. Really fast. I could easily talk myself into some form of an A, but I'm going to leave him at B only because it's February the 20th. Where is he on February 20th? He's a B. I've gone with him enough times to think this is a legit, scary, fast horse. James went with him twice and put him on his top 10 list last week. So that says a lot. I like Rose Above It a lot, and I think he's going to show why in the coming weeks and months, hopefully. Next, we have Rosie's Masterpiece. I'm going to give her an A, straight A. Not an A plus because she made breaks, although that's been a long time since she made a break. I could be talked into an A plus with her. Mario's done a good job with her. She took well to the hobbles. She's training well. She's strong. She looks like she's getting better every week. She's well bred. I like this filly for a number of reasons. I'm definitely going to give her an A. Slim Jimmy, B. B minus. No, B. Jimmy's usually meat and potatoes good. I've always been happy with him. He did, when we did have him vet checked, he had a couple little OCDs, but they had already been reabsorbed, so they'd already been attached to the joint wall. Not much you can do, not a big deal. It's not something that will cause any discomfort. He'll get better and better and better with time. So, Slim Jimmy, not really on a line. He'll come forward. How fast is he going to be? I don't know. There was 1 or 2 days. I know one day Colt went with him. He just obliterated us. And I said, geez, this thing can fly. And then he'll come back a couple of days later, or a week later, he'll be on the line a little bit and kind of flounder. You know, you say, oh, he did his work. He didn't make a break. He always seems to be that, you know, that meat and potatoes, even Steven type, which doesn't get you into A category yet, but definitely keeps you in the high Bs. Now that I say it out loud, he's definitely not a B minus. He might even be a B. He's a B plus. I'm not going to give too many B pluses today. Slim Jimmy, changing it now, B plus. Spent A plus. I don't have to go into too much detail about why this guy's an A plus. He looks like an A plus horse. That's why. Just a very nice horse. He was on the top of Jimmy's list. He was near the top of James's list. I think Spent will be near the top of everybody's list at the stable. Just a really nice horse. Has done everything right from day one. Stonebridge Dolce. I have to give her a C. I don't want to give too many C minuses out. We had to give her time off because she was sick. she's a little rickety trotting. I think she's going to take a lot of work and a lot of polishing. But we have lots of time. But I'm going to give her a C. I don't want to disrespect her by giving her a C minus. She tries when she's on the track. She can be a little cranky, but I think that's indicative of her state of mind, her frame of mind when she was out there. You can't get on the line a little bit and trot a little rickety without having some aches and pains in places. Probably has to do with growth. She looks like she's almost doubled in size since we got her. So, what is Stonebridge Dolce going to look like? I don't know. I have no idea. I like her. I think she's going to be a nice filly. But she has a lot to prove. She's got a lot to prove, and she's a C today. So Stonebridge Dolce is a C. Stonebridge Acadi's a B minus. He's just got a lot to prove still. He's done his work well. Different days I watch him go, I said, geez, he's a nice horse. He's got a nicer gait than his brother. But he's got to put a lot of speed into that muscle, into those bones, and get working. And he hasn't done that yet. Now we just freshly castrated him 2 weeks ago. I'd be very interested to see how he looks in 2 weeks. But for now, I'm going to give Stonebridge Acadi a B minus. Sweet on Pete. Now here's another one. I'm going to give her a B minus also. But this is a filly I believe will find her way into A plus status. Very nice filly, very strong, big girl. Another filly, another rare time where we put hobbles on and then opted to take them off, and I think they'll stay off. I rather like the way this filly trots, so I'm interested to see what's going to take place with Sweet on Pete. But that interested to see only means that I haven't seen it yet. So although I'm certain of where this filly will likely be headed, she's not there yet, so she's a B minus. 3-point Blue Chip is easily an A. I'm going to give him an A minus. A minus because he's still mentally, he has a lot to do, a lot to learn, and it's tough sometimes when the studs, they get a little stubborn. It's very tough to break them of that. Just work. It comes with work. So the 3-point Blue Chip is a beautiful gait. I know we put the hobbles on him. That's really just to keep keep his confidence up in the turns. I've been very happy with him. I've been letting James go with him because he is a James type horse, right? Cover, sprint. That is, that's the MO for a lot of the way James trains the babies. Not particularly the way I train them, but in this case, horses like Will to Win Hanover, 3-point Blue Chip will probably react better to that form of training than, work all the time. And you have to be flexible. You have to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the horses and play to the strengths and weaknesses. Try to grow the strengths and dissipate the weaknesses, and that's what we're doing with every horse. 3-point Blue Chip's an A minus in my book. Taiwan On is a C. She's just got a ton of work to do. This is a filly that was sick and coming. I'm sure she will come forward. I'm sure she will live up to the expectations. I'm sure we'll remember that she's Tipsy and Dixie's sister, and maybe Tipsy and Dixie someday will become Taiwan On's sister. She's got a lot of work to do. Mentally, she has to learn. Physically, she has to learn. A lot of work to be done with Taiwan On. I'm giving her a C today. Tioga Sunshine's an A. Not an A plus, for the same reason that Arches Rainbow is a little picky with her lunch and her breakfast. We turned her and Arches Rainbow out for 2 weeks. They'll come in next week. I wanted to see how they would behave, how they would act, and I'm interested to see how they're going to come back from the farm. So Tioga Sunshine, although I think she's amongst the top of our horses, she's an A. Twin Bee Habanero, I'm giving a C because he's got a lot of work to do. Again, it's February 20th. I can't extrapolate. I can't tell you what I think he'll look like. I think he'll be a very, very nice horse by his breeding, by his size, by his gait. I think we got a real nice horse on our hands. But as of today, 248, 252, 247. Nice colt, but he's a C right now today. Twinkle in Her Eye is an A minus. I like this filly a lot, but I do see her hesitate from time to time. Now, that's less and less. Mariel thinks she's coming forward better and better every week, which I love to hear. But when I think of the horses I'm giving A plus status to, can't do that. When I think of the horses that got A status, can't do that either. I think Twinkle in Her Eye is an A minus. Lots of room to grow. Keep in mind, she's got a full sister that made $300,000 to market 51, and she is out of a sister to Courtly Choice and Better Than Cheddar. You Gotta Believe, I'm giving a B to. I think he's just much like Slim Jimmy, kind of a meat and potatoes type, fast, strong colt, can carry his speed for a good distance. But is he going to be that colt? Is he going to be a killer? Is he going to be a monster? No, wasn't bought to be, wasn't bred to be. I think he's just going to be a meat and potatoes nice horse for us. Does that mean he's a sire stake horse, a Buckeye horse, or a fair horse, or a combination of all three? I don't know yet. All I can tell you is that I've been happy with You Gotta Believe. He's getting a B. I guess I could say B+. No, I'm giving him a B because he made some breaks too earlier on in the year. Unbeatable Kemp is an A+, straight across the board. Everybody that's had anything to do with this colt loves him. I went with him once and thought he was great. Now, we did geld him. We gelded him because he likes to pull up a bit in the turn after the 1.5 miles, which is fine. Kind of. He went through that turn 1, 2, 3 times training. What was wrong with the 4th time? And it's every time. So it's not like, just a little sore. He's not sore. Nothing wrong with the colt. I think that's a mental thing. So when it comes to mental blocks and if they start causing problems on the track, what happens if he decides he wants to pull up in the 3rd turn, right? Then what? So very fast, very strong colt. Very rare does he do anything wrong. And the fact that this takes place after his training is done, you got to give some credence to that also. But when it comes to Unbeatable Kemp right now, A+ because he's fast, strong. He's amongst our fastest horses, strongest horses, and for the vast majority of his training sessions, well, really all of the training session, he seems great. It's just after he has that little weakness, and other horses have done that. Globetrotting would do that once in a while too, going into that turn by the road after their training. I don't like it. I'm not going to take points away from him yet for doing it. We already took something from him from doing it. So, Unbeatable Kemp, A+ across the board. Voyage of Ice and Fire is an A+. He does get on the right line. He is running in, but I'm not taking points away from him because he's thumped everybody like that for the last month. 2 weeks of jogging, get the corks off. I think this colt's going to be really nice. I loved GW Chrome last year, and this is a better version of GW Chrome, I think, as a 2-year-old anyway. Now, Chrome had some stumbling points also. His knees bothered him. We had to give him time off. Then he injured himself left hind in the summertime mysteriously. He needed more time off. Still come back 4th, just beat for 2nd in the consolation in the fall. I think GW Chrome could be a good horse for us in 2021. And as I said, by all accounts, just judging those horses, those 2 horses, Voyage of Ice and Fire looks like a killer right now. And before you say, well, he's going to break the bank K. Yeah, he's got a brother or sister that made $700,000, another one that made $500 in the second dam, another one made $700. Tons of money, tons of speed in this family, and I can see it, percolating in this horse. Does that mean that he's going to be the best horse in the world? No, doesn't mean that. But it means that I'm fairly confident any horse on our property that we won the track with, he can beat or be competitive with at any given time. Voyage of Ice and Fire, if there is an A+ on the property, it's him. Will to Win Hanover, another. I'm giving her an A+, even though I could give her a B, and I could give you lots of reasons to. I look at this filly, how far she's come, how good she's looked, and what kind of a great job. I'm giving James an A+ on this filly also. So both James and the filly are getting an A+. He's done a great job with her, and the filly has just looked so powerful, so strong, and so mentally fragmented. It's been a chore to get her to do her work properly. First, to understand her work, and 2, do it properly. She's happy to go out and be a lunatic and fast and crazy fast. Not a runaway, just goofy. Little by little by little, she's getting better and better and better. Just very, very impressed with the entire process with Will to Win Hanover. She is most definitely an A+. World for 2, I got to give a B too, although I really believe this is going to be a decent horse for us in 2021. What kind of horse he'll become, I don't know. He's shown spurts of, geez, that guy's fast. And then he'll get on a line. I know his knees bother him. I know the corks probably play are the number one mitigating factor to that. So he's another horse we put on the 2 weeks of just jogging, light training, if any. But we're going to wait till the corks come off and then start working harder on him. That's it. World for 2 is the last one. Oh, well, that's good. So we have a number of horses here. Very few C's, no D's. No need for a D. Very few C's, a lot of B's, and a lot of A's. And I challenge everybody. If you think I'm wrong, if you think that I've overstepped or I've overstated the ability, talent of any of these horses, drop me a line. I'm happy to have any sort of constructive criticism or dialogue take place because of that. I stand by the marks that I gave today because I think they're fair for today. I don't want to give a top 10 list, though. The horses haven't trained in a bit. My top 10 list would look virtually identical as my last one. So I'm not going to give one this week. So as of right now, as of today, you have a very in-depth look at how I view every single horse at thestable.ca. What they're doing, what they've done, what I expect from them, and what they could achieve, and what they have achieved so far. So that is the list for my grades. My grades for February 20th, 2021 on every horse in our barn. We now have 47 yearlings heading into their 2021 rookie season. Take care.